When I cut off water to 342 homes during a scorching Texas summer, I shattered records for the most despised neighbor in suburban history. Why? The HOA built an illegal pipeline through my ranch without asking. Now I'm watching their president, Vanessa Reed, with her $400 hairdo, pounding on my door, her face beet red, pleading for water. I grin and sip my lemonade. Before I dive into how Vanessa nearly lost it, drop a comment below with where you're watching from. Stick around, this story gets wilder than a Texas tornado. I never planned to be a rancher. I was a tech guy in Silicon Valley, coding software for shipping logistics. It wasn't thrilling, but it paid the bills. Then my dad passed suddenly from a heart attack. By the time I reached Texas, he was gone. The funeral was a haze of strangers and stories about a man I hadn't known well enough in his final years. As his only son, I inherited the Carter family ranch, 15 acres of Texas land, ours for 3 generations. It wasn't huge, but it was home. My mom, Clara, insisted she could handle it at 68, but her strength couldn't match her spirit. One evening, as the sunset painted the hills gold, she said, "James, your dad always said this land would wait for you." Staring at the oaks and the creek cutting through, I felt a pull. I took a sabbatical to figure out what to do with the ranch. Big mistake, it threw me into a neighborhood war. 2 weeks in, a fancy envelope from Silver Oak Estates, the ritzy development next door, invited me to a welcome party. Dad had grumbled about them, calling their complaints about country smells nonsense. I went against my gut. The Silver Oak Community Center was all glass and fake lakes, and I felt out of place in jeans among their cocktail crowd. Vanessa, the HOA president, approached, her smile sharp as a blade. "You must be James Carter," she said, flashing a diamond ring. She introduced Paul Grayson, a retired lawyer and HOA vice president. After small talk, Vanessa cornered me. "James, your ranch is rustic. It's hurting our property values." She offered to buy it for 40% below market, acting like it was charity. I sipped my drink, holding my temper. "Vanessa, the ranch stays in the family. I'm not selling." Her smile tightened. "Think it over, James. Neighbors can make life easy, or hard." The threat was clear. Driving home, I fumed. What had Dad endured? Mom showed me a folder of 15 violation notices from Silver Oak, citing fake issues like excessive foliage. They had no jurisdiction over us, but the harassment was real. I called my old college friend, Laura Bennett, a top real estate lawyer. Over coffee, she confirmed the notices were baseless intimidation. "HOAs can't touch you legally, but they can make life hell," she warned. "Document everything and check your fences." Her advice proved prophetic. Weeks later, while fixing fences, I found fresh dirt and a buried pipeline running from our creek to Silver Oak. Laura and a surveyor confirmed it was 27 feet inside our land, illegally tapping our water for their lake and sprinklers. I stormed to Vanessa's office with photos. She played dumb, claiming easements. I slid the survey across. "It's on my land. Remove it, or I'll sue for trespassing." Her smile turned icy. "You'll regret this, James. Your dad learned how things work here. You will too." That night, a Silver Oak resident, Tom Wheeler, slipped me a newsletter. The HOA had charged $300 quarterly fees for a water upgrade. Residents were asking questions, but Vanessa stonewalled them. Laura dug deeper. No easements, no permits. Silver Oak was stealing water and possibly defrauding homeowners. "This is big, James. Texas water rights are gold," she said. Mom revealed Dad had noticed low creek levels during a drought, suspecting foul play. I installed cameras disguised as birdhouses. 3 nights later, they caught Silver Oak's facilities manager, Greg Holt, expanding the pipeline at 2 a.m., saying, "Yes, Ms. Reed, It'll boost capacity 30%. Vanessa was busted. Then the harassment escalated. Rumors spread that I was building a waste plant. Our tractor was sabotaged, our mailbox smashed, and Sel Hick was spray painted on our house. Mom's resolve hardened. Your dad built this. No HOA princess will scare us off. The sheriff, Dan Brooks, took reports but did nothing, bought by Silver Oaks Community Fund. My sister, Emily, a journalist, arrived. Stop playing defense, James. She uncovered Vanessa's shady past in other HOAs and a forged water agreement with Dad's signature. Fake, Laura confirmed. The game changer came when Emily found a county notice. The creek's headwaters were up for auction. Whoever owned them controlled the flow. Buy it, Mom urged. We formed an LLC to hide my name and snagged the spring for $45,000, a steal compared to Silver Oaks $1 million homes. Vanessa didn't know who bought it, but she was livid, demanding answers from the water board. Her retaliation was vicious. Mom was harassed at the store, Greg threatened me, and Vanessa declared us hostile at an HOA meeting, demanding $500 per household for a defense fund. She even tried eminent domain, a bluff Laura debunked. Emily's videos of the pipeline and forgery went viral, shifting public opinion. Then Vanessa played her dirtiest card. A state complaint claimed our creek was contaminated, forcing a water shutdown. The accuser? A corrupt inspector, Mark Tate, is tied to Vanessa. We tested the water. It was clean at the source but tainted near Silver Oak. Someone planted chemicals. Sheriff Brooks, under pressure, searched Tate's office and Vanessa's home, finding forged reports, a check, and the exact chemicals. Vanessa was arrested while fleeing to Mexico with cash. Game over. At City Hall, with Mayor Tom Hayes mediating, I laid out terms, remove the pipeline, pay fair water rates, and apologize publicly. Silver Oak's new board, led by resident Sarah Klein, agreed. Vanessa faced charges for fraud, forgery, and environmental crimes. We settled for a hefty sum, which I used to modernize the ranch and create a nature preserve in Dad's name. Silver Oak became a model of transparency, and our creek now supplies both sides legally. A year later, we opened the Carter Water Trail, a joint project with Silver Oak. Sitting by the creek with Mom, Laura, and former foes turned friends, I toasted. Sometimes you dam the water to show its worth. The real treasure? Respect. I could have returned to tech, but the ranch is home. Dad knew it'd call me back, just not through a water war. What do you think? Was I right to cut the water, or did I go too far? Share your thoughts below, especially on where you stand with tough tactics and disputes. Let's get this debate rolling. Your comment might spark the next viral thread.